mistakes that I've made while hiking. Yes, there's a few, and what you can do to instantly up your hiking game. Oh, and if the human part of me would miss a single detail here, just look up all the right answers in the comment section, because these mother just don't miss. Let's get into it.
All right, let's get physical. Having strong legs and core will help you a lot. Just remember that hiking isn't a marathon. There is so much more at play here. If you don't have your sleep dialed in, and if you don't eat enough, everything will become so much harder. Not to mention if you don't treat your gear right, and if you don't take care of yourself in the correct way. I witnessed people breaking down on the trail by fatigue and carrying way too much. So just know that there's one thing doing an overnighter and then going home the next day. It's a completely different ball game if you're going out and you're staying out for 4 to 6 nights and you're not close to your everyday conveniences.
Therefore, my best recommendation is to do overnighter hikes close to where you live. Practice hiking for a full day with the same amount of gear, food and water that you'll bring on a multi-day adventure. Then practice pitching your tent, spending the night outdoors, taking care of your feet and gear. Then you spend the following day hiking all the way back, and by doing this you'll get a perfect receipt on how you will be able to handle a longer hike. So it's simply a matter of practice, practice, practice.
And then as you improve, you simply just extend the amount of days and time that you're out. And then you just evaluate and then you progress and progress and progress.
As a bonus, you will get your body in shape, and it will also let you know if you need to focus on certain muscle groups in your strength training. Remember, hiking should be fun and exciting. There will be challenges, but you shouldn't feel overwhelmed.
Now that you're physically prepared, let's talk about the gear that will be your best companion on your adventures. First off, a 50 to 60 liter backpack. I've used the Keb 52 on my adventure. It works great. Sometimes I go a little bit bigger because I'm filming and I got a lot of film gear with me. So therefore I go with the Keb 72, which also works wonders. Next up, boots. Make sure that you get boots that are wide enough for your feet to be able to expand, because they will during many days of hiking. And you should have room for an extra layer of socks as well. If you work on your balance during your preparation, you would not need big and heavy boots. Again, less is more. And if they can dry fast, that's a big bonus as well. That was great. I found the Handbike Banks FX Extra to be perfect for wide feet like mine. And a quick reminder about socks, I highly recommend Injinji socks. They're toe socks and they're perfect if you want to avoid getting blisters. If you want to see more about the shoes and boots and socks that I use, you can click this video right somewhere here. Oh yeah, and I would bring at least a minimum of 2 pairs of socks. Doesn't matter the adventure, at least 2 pairs. If you're only going out for a day, bring 2 pairs. It will rain, so you're gonna need a good rain jacket, not just for the rain, but also for the wind. Here you want something that breathes and ventilates, preferably with big zippered side vents, and if it dries up fast, that's a really big bonus as well. I've done adventures with the Keb Echo Shell. I think that works great, but I've also done with the High Coast Hydratic. I did the Fjällräven Classic with that one, and that also did wonders.
Next up, sleeping bag. The sweet spot for weight and volume is called down.
So, in other words, get a high quality down sleeping bag. It will not take up much room, it will not weigh a lot, but just as a down jacket, it will keep you warm at night.
Here I went with the Fjällräven Singi 3 season or 2 season, depending on how much camera gear I got with me. If you're a warm sleeper, go with the 2 season.
Okay, so now we got a backpack, we got a rain jacket, we got boots, and we got a sleeping bag. All we need now is a tent.
If you're going into the mountains, I would say play it safe. I recommend going with a tunnel tent. The reason for that is that there might be strong winds, and the tunnel tents are simply better to handle situations like that, if they are set up properly. So again, practice, 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 but maybe first at home. I've used the Obisco Light 2 and Light 3. While being tunnel tent, you could still roll up the vestibule if you want to catch the sunset or get some of that good ventilation going.
I asked the comment section about mistakes they've made, and I quickly realized that they've never made mistakes, so they offered me some tips instead. And of course, I'm very thankful for that. And for once, we actually agree. Their first tip is do not bring more than you need. In other words, less is more. And of course, this is true with many other things in life. So yeah, just leave your portable speaker at home and do everyone that favor. Thank you very much.
The second thing they mentioned was boots and shoes. Break them in, don't expect them to fit you perfectly right away. This goes with having a good sock setup and taking regular breaks, airing out your boots and shoes, and removing the insoles.
Henrik, a subscriber, mentioned that we shouldn't think hiking poles are lame. To that I say, brother, you are of course right. As you know, for those of you who follow me for quite some time now, you've seen me never using hiking poles, and the reason for that is that I'm carrying this camera right here, and it doesn't make sense for me to use hiking poles. But yeah, I agree, you should definitely use them, and they are not lame at all.
And then we got the extras. They're just things that I use that works great for me. Here we go. Shorts. They dry up fast, allows for great movement, and they ventilate like nothing else. I'm very happy with the SF Riders hybrid shorts. Even if they're made for biking, they also do a perfect job for hiking. Use a buff. It's perfect for covering your eyes when you want to go to sleep, and it's a perfect adjustment layer for when you want some extra heat. And another underestimated thing here is earplugs. Just bring earplugs and thank me later. For general clothing and base layers, go with wool. Remember the layer on layer principle. I'd also like to add that knowledge on how to correctly use your gear is highly underestimated. For instance, using too many layers while moving will make you sweat, and in the end you'll be cold from the inside. Adjust your layers according to your activity. Same goes for sleeping. Many hikers put a lot of layers on, they stay still before going to sleep, and then they end up being cold during the night and not getting any sleep. The correct way is to remove as many layers as possible and let your body heat up the sleeping bag. And if you feel cold before getting into the sleeping bag, you should do push-ups, burpees, or something similar in order to get the blood flowing and get your body warm. Some people sleep with their head inside the sleeping bag thinking it will be warmer, but in the end you get condensation and a wet sleeping bag that won't function correctly. In that case, it's better to heat up water, put it in a heat resistant bottle, and then put that in a sock and place it next to your stomach. Okay, I did get some more tips regarding food, so let's jump into that category. My first one here is simply make sure you eat enough. Now that sounds stupid without context, so how do I know what enough is? And this takes us back to practice. If you do your prep right, then you will get the best estimate. Of course, the right amount of food varies for all of us, so you need to do the work here yourself, and the best way to do that is by simply doing the overnighters and moving forward from there. You will be moving all day and most likely using your body way more than you're used to, so you're gonna need more than the usual amount of energy. And this leads us to snacks. A friend of mine wrote, "Do not underestimate the power of snacks," and he couldn't be more right. On my first winter adventure, I came to the hard realization that I didn't get enough energy. And after a couple days, when all my reserves were gone, I was completely overwhelmed and incredibly exhausted. While my friends had bags with snacks, I saw the adventure as an opportunity to lose some weight. Do not make that mistake.
All right, folks, there you have it, a comprehensive guide on how to avoid hiking and camping like a beginner. I hope you like this video, and if you want to see me making more mistakes, simply click any of the other videos on my channel and I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I love you all, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Be safe. Peace out.